What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we have another video that's going to make me most likely pretty uncomfortable, but hopefully it'll be able to give you guys some information that you have been wondering about. So today's whole video is about loose skin and the bedroom, you know, being intimate and things like that. So if you're not into watching something about that, totally understand. You can feel free to click away from this video, but that is what this whole video is going to be about. So the first thing that I want to do in this video is answer some of your guys' questions on Twitter. I asked if you guys had any questions about loose skin and being intimate or being in the bedroom. So I'm going to answer some of your questions, and then I kind of want to just give my overview of what I've dealt with having loose skin and being intimate in the bedroom and things like that. So jumping straight into it, question number one, is there any extra skin on certain extremities? No, I do not have any loose skin on my penis. My loose skin that I have mainly is my chest, my abdominals, my legs, so around my thighs I do, so I mean that's pretty close to it, but there's nothing that's actually like, I don't think that my penis is any different because I lost a lot of weight. So that's not something that you would have to worry about if you are planning on losing a lot of weight. Okay, that's a big one to start with. Is there any issue with loose skin folds, sweat, and chafing in unexpected places during the dee-dee-doo? When you're talking about dee-dee-doo, I'm assuming you're talking about sex. With that question, that's gonna be more of a person-by-person basis just because everyone is so different, your body's different, and then when you lose weight, everyone's loose skin is gonna be different. For me personally, I haven't dealt with any real chafing. Sweating, I guess, would be a little bit different. So for me, like under boob sweat, girls probably understand what I'm talking about here, but I get that. So, but nothing that's made it any more awkward or anything in the bedroom or being intimate than I think it should be. So I personally haven't dealt with anything that makes, you know, being in the bedroom harder at all. Can you fold it over as a sheet when your partner inevitably steals the covers? I've never had to do that, but next time I will make sure that I try it and I will report back. This one was actually really interesting, and I'm really glad that this question was asked. But awkward, does it feel uncomfortable to be on top? Gravity is a B. Do you prefer to keep a shirt on / wear a compression shirt? For me, like if I'm gonna be intimate with somebody, I want to be as close with that person as possible. And for me personally, I feel a lot more close if I'm not wearing a shirt and I'm able to feel their skin on my skin. So for me, I'm not someone that, if I'm gonna be intimate with you, you know who I am, you know what I'm about, you know what I've been through. So I don't feel the need to cover up, and it would make me honestly more uncomfortable, I feel personally, if I were to keep a compression shirt on, because the person knows, like, they know why I'd be wearing that anyways. So for me, like, I don't see a point really in wearing a compression shirt when I'm being intimate with somebody. And I mean, I guess being on top, it does, you definitely feel it more, right? You feel the loose skin hanging, but it's never been to a point where I'm like, I don't want to switch positions or I don't want to change things up just because I want to be more comfortable with my loose skin. Like for me, like I said earlier, if I'm gonna be with someone, I care about that person, and that person I'm hoping cares about me, and they understand, they know I have loose skin, so it's not gonna be weird to them. So for me, like, it doesn't change up how I'm going to be, you know, intimate with somebody or be in the bed, just because I don't feel a need to hide from somebody. If I'm gonna take my shirt off, if I'm gonna be with you, I want you to be with all of me, not with just like this part that I want you to see. So I haven't felt awkward. I haven't felt like I don't want to be in this position because I have loose skin. That doesn't really deter me at all. This last question will be a good segue into me just kind of talking about my experience with loose skin and being in the bedroom and being intimate. But the question is, how do you deal with insecurities? For me, when it comes to insecurities about loose skin, I've accepted that that's who I am. And it doesn't make me less of a person because I have it. It doesn't make me gross. It doesn't make me nasty. It shouldn't make me afraid to be intimate with the opposite sex because I have loose skin. And that's literally what I think about when I am, you know, getting ready to take my shirt off, especially if it's like the first time I'm gonna take my shirt off in front of a girl. Something that I'll do, just, I don't wanna say out of respect, but just because it makes me feel more comfortable too, is that if we're, you know, getting into it and I can tell that my shirt's gonna come off soon, I'll let the person know, like, hey, I just want to let you know I've lost 180 pounds, and as a result of that, I have loose skin. And whenever I've done that, I've never had somebody say like, oh, that's disgusting, I don't want to be with you anymore, and they just don't, you know, they stop there. It's always been like, I already know, like, because most of the time they know who I am, or not like that, like they know who I am, but they've probably added me on Instagram, right? Like anyone that I'd be talking to, social media is huge now, so we add each other on Instagram. I've made enough posts about my loose skin that if you scroll through it all, you're gonna see it eventually. So they've probably already already seen that I have loose skin, and I'm not someone that's afraid to talk about it. So I think that's a big part for me, especially in getting over it, is that I'm not afraid to talk about it. And I feel like when you make it this huge thing and you don't talk about it, you make it this big secret, it makes you, like myself, if I never talked about it, I would be a lot more nervous and I'll be a lot more scared in the bedroom telling somebody that I have it because I never talk about it. But the fact that I talk about it, it's something that I don't let define me. It's not something that I let make be a negative. It's just part of who I am, and it's what makes me me, that it doesn't bother me at all, and I'm not afraid to. But I do definitely let the person know, hey, I have loose skin. And again, like, it's never been an issue, and it's never been something that someone's like I was with and then all of a sudden they just stopped talking to me, and then I find out down the road that it was because I have loose skin. Like, that's literally never happened, and it's never been something that I've dealt with. Now, will I say that maybe there was someone that I was talking to that maybe over text I said, hey, I have loose skin? Because sometimes that's how I'll do it too. You know, if we're talking, I'll just let them know, because I like to let people know as soon as I really can. And maybe they stopped talking to me because they found out about that. I don't have any proof because of that. But honestly, like, the way I look at it is, if that bothers you so much to where you don't want to talk to me anymore, then that was just a great way for me to weed you out of my life before anything got serious and before I got any more invested in you anyways. So for me, like, that doesn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me if someone wanted to stop talking to me because I have loose skin, because the quality of that person is not someone that I would want to have in my life anyways. I honestly think that it just comes down to confidence, right? Like, if you were able to lose a ton of weight and completely change your life, you should be confident in that fact, and like that you did something that was absolutely amazing. You were able to literally save your life. So it shouldn't be like this burden or like this battle scar that you feel like you have to hide from people. Like, yeah, am I saying you have to walk around with your shirt off all the time? Do I walk around with my shirt off all the time? No, I don't need to like announce to the world that I have loose skin and say it at every corner. I mean, I know I talk about it more than most people, but like, I understand that most people aren't who I am, right? They're not making videos about their loose skin, but you shouldn't be afraid or like terrified of ever showing anybody who you really are, right? That's your real self. And that shouldn't be something that you're afraid of, because you did something, you earned that loose skin. And I know it sounds cheesy, and I know a lot of people maybe don't agree with me, but I really believe that, like, you earned that. So you should not let that hold you back from being with the person that you want to be or doing what you want to do with that person because you feel like you're gross or you have this loose skin. That's not how you should look at it. So in this video, I just kind of want to give a couple tips to someone that might be struggling with loose skin, just to, you know, what I would recommend for you to do. Tip number one is something that I've already kind of talked about, but just be honest and be as upfront as soon as you can as possible, because once the cat's out of the bag, right? Once you let somebody know, that you don't have to stress about it anymore. And when you're stressing about it, that's when it turns into this huge thing inside. So if you just let it out and let the person know, hey, I have loose skin from losing X amount of weight, then you've already let it out and you're not feeling like you're hiding this from that person. Tip number two is just be confident. Like, when that shirt comes off eventually, right? Don't try and hide yourself. Don't try and like make it weird. Just be like, yo, this is me. This is who I am, and just be confident in who you are. And I'm telling you, it'll make it so much less awkward if you just go with it instead of trying to hide it when your shirt's off. And tip number three is just understand that you're not alone with insecurities. Everyone has certain insecurities that they are, especially like when when you're being intimate with someone, you are as close with that person as possible. And any of those insecurities that you might have are probably gonna come out. Just for us with loose skin, it's definitely more obvious, but everyone has insecurities. So just understand that the person that you're with probably has certain things that they're kind of insecure about too, and know that you're kind of on the same level with that. Okay, so there is the video. It was not as awkward as I thought it was gonna be, which is good, because I've had some really terrible videos where I just felt like I was just being super awkward the whole time. So this one was a lot better. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions that weren't answered in today's video, or if you know anything that you guys want to know, please leave it down in the comment section down below. I might be able to answer some of the comments, or I might make another video if I didn't get to a lot of stuff that I wanted to say in this video. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look how buff I am.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.